Today we put our sliding door in, we shimmed it up, and we put deck screws through our lock to make it stronger. We finished up baseboard in our closet and bedroom. We have it caulked, we have it touch-up paint. We trimmed out our sliding door, and we were able to bucket out and add jam extensions with our cord around. We're about 95% done tiling our shower, and another thing we did is we added our shelf in our closet. I wish I would have known that tile takes probably a full day, maybe a day and a half. I also wish I would have known a few things, kind of like how to hang your bypass door or your pocket door, because I would have been able to start without needing help from one of the inspectors. Definitely have one person working on tiling all day. You could switch off if you get tired or if someone else wants to try it. But while that person works on tiling, you can finish up your flooring and baseboard and start trimming out your doors. So today we're going to need our caulking gun for our baseboards and some decks to fill in all of our holes. We're going to need a wet sponge to wet our finger for the caulking. We're going to need a tape measure and pencil, of course, for measurements. A torpedo level for hanging our closet shelf. We're going to need our 4-foot level for drawing straight lines where the closet shelf goes, and our brad nailer to nail our baseboard in, and our closet shelf cleats. Right now we're finishing our tile while Jasper's finishing baseboard, flooring, and trim. The tile takes a little bit. It's not hard at all. It's just because the tiles themselves are really small. But one thing you do want to do is after you put your tile on, you want to come back with your trowel or knife and just clean out all the spaces, because it'll be less work when you start your grout prep, because you can't grout if all these little spaces are filled. So that's a real important thing to do. And also keep a level with you, and not check the level, but use it as like a straight edge, so you could throw across your tiles and see what tiles you have to build out and what tiles are fine.
You've been using a lot?
Yeah, so it looks like this one's a little sunk in over here, but I'm not sure. So you can see that it's all pretty much even spacing. But when you get to this one, you can see a little gap back here. So I'm going to pull this one off and add a little bit more adhesive back there. Let it fix it right there. Yep. Because the problem is, if you look at the wall bows a little bit, so that's why you're going to have to build it out. Just with a little bit more tile adhesive. I'm gonna go cut a piece right here, and then I'm gonna start back here.
Watch out, they're cutting tile, you might get wet.
So I'm installing this piece of trim for the pocket door. What we're gonna do is notch this out. So if you get the camera up in here, you can see this is gonna fit up in here. I'm gonna notch it out so that it fits right up in there, and it goes around these two pieces. I'm gonna put some 1/2 inch in here, because there will be a, as you can see, this is gonna go like this, and then we're gonna have a little gap back here. So we're gonna fill that in with probably some 1/2 inch OSB. Just put it in a few spots down here so that it can get secured tightly in there. Cutting the overall length at 82.5, because that's the height. And then after that, I'll notch out the center here. So 82.5, it should fit. So we'll give it a try, and if it doesn't fit, then I'll notch it out now, and if it doesn't fit, we'll just take a 1/16 off or so.
We have 2 different size doors here. Our 30-inch doors are going to be for our closet. Those two doors, so these are for our closet. And the slightly bigger door, I think it's 32 or 33 inches. That's going to be for our pocket door. The doors come in almost like a cream color, so we are going to have to spray them and paint them. After our doors dry, our closet doors, we're going to need to drill about a 1-inch hole somewhere here on both sides, just so we can put our doors together and we can get them hung. But we'll talk you through that when we get there. So as of now, we're just waiting for our doors to dry. No, the other side's painted. So once this is done, we'll be good to go. First thing we did is we took our measurement, our width of our shelf. For us, it was 65. We cut that down. After that, we had to cut this bottom cleat to the same length as our closet. We put caulking on the back of that, and then we brad nailed it in. It's 65 1/4 to the top of our cleat. Same thing with these cleats. So what we did for those is they're 14 inches long, and this little notch right here, it's a 45-degree angle from 1 inch up. So after you have all that in, we come down to this bottom piece. This is for a bracket that's going to come up here for our clothes rod. This is an 8-inch piece and two 45-degree angles at the bottom. You have to caulk all your seams, and after that, we're going to go ahead and paint it.
So these guys went ahead and installed their cleats in here. So they got their 4-inch cleat on the back, and then nailed off their side cleating. And we had this cleat here in the center. And then what's going to happen here is you're going to put your shelf bracket right here, and this is just going to support the middle of the shelf, because we're going to run a closet rod we're going to attach your closet rod sockets on each end right here. And this is just going to give it a little strength to hold your shirts, pants, stuff like that. We haven't got the door in yet right this second. We wanted them to do the shelf first, so tomorrow we'll continue on with the closet door, and we'll get that installed. Baseboard looks pretty good. They paused for around the corner, so once we get our door in, then we'll be able to wrap our baseboard around the corners. And we're going to do kind of, it's not going to go all the way. We're just going to figure out where the door is going to go, and then just do a nice 22 cut probably into it, so the door has a channel to go sit into once the doors are closed. So just kind of at first glance, one thing you want to do is see all this mastic that's on the tile. That's going to make it kind of difficult once it dries to clean up. So as you're going up your wall, you want to just keep a wet sponge, and this is water based, so it'll clean off real easily. And you just want to keep your working surface nice and clean as you go up. Just the biggest thing is going to be paying attention to your grout lines. Make sure your grout lines are nice and even as you go up. One thing you want to pay attention to is make sure that your grout lines don't start to kind of wander off, because that's going to be, your grout lines is going to be how it's going to make your job look. You got nice clean grout lines, you got nice clean work. One thing, you want to make sure that all your tiles are nice and flat. They did an awesome job doing that. Tile job looks really good. It's nice and clean. All your lines are nice and straight. There's a few things we could work on next time, but the job looks good. That's all we gotta do is just add our bullnose around and finish up the tile work.